Hi!
Hi! Oh my God, that was the best way for me to join this, watching you dancing around. Oh my God. Oh my God, you're adorable. Hey guys! Hi Christine. Hi Celia. Hi Caroline. Christine, how are you feeling?
A bit better.
Good. Oh my God, we missed you so much last week.
Yeah, I was not feeling very well at all.
Well, I'm
Better
glad
now?
you're back. So glad. You guys all just missed. Elizabeth was dancing like crazy as I came on. Oh my God, Celia's got her puppies.
It's only Gabbana. The other one's quiet.
Ah,
Wow. How is everyone? How is everyone? There's Caroline.
lost her.
Lost her again. She's disappearing. Hi, honey.
Oh dear.
I don't know if she can see us or not. Hey, Caroline.
Caroline, we see you.
We can see you.
We saw you looking at something.
It's gone again.
I think she's frozen now.
Here
I don't
comes
know.
Michelle.
She's
There's
moving.
Michelle. Hey, Caroline.
I'm here. Hi.
Hey!
We kept going, hey, hey.
I made it. See, I saw the X on the sound.
Hey, Michelle.
Hey, Michelle.
Where's she gone now?
Still there. We just can't hear her. Your sound is so crazy. It always goes up and down, eh?
Yeah.
It does.
Celia, why are you in the dark?
I don't know, and I have like I even took these off the chandelier.
That's crazy. I've been wanting to ask you forever. I'm like, why are you always in the dark? Girlfriend, you're beautiful. You should be out in the sunlight.
No, I even took these off today.
Oh my gosh.
Like I don't know like where I need to sit. I think it's just how I'm sitting because it's like full on light here.
I feel like it's some sort of setting on your computer screen.
No, because if like
yeah, you're
like
in
if I move no, but see like if I move like this, then you see like there's more light. But now I'm like literally underneath the chandelier.
Yeah,
Oh, it
see,
must be,
it shouldn't be like that because like I'm just in a normal, a normal lit room. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know if it's just because there's more darkness. Like I don't know. Only thing I could do is try to turn on more lights, but that's it.
I feel like you need a spotlight right on your
Spotlight right on her.
But seriously, like if you see it here, like it's bang on, like fully lit.
My God. Wow. It's so.
Heidi, you're wearing your hat again.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Yes, I am. Do you want to know why? Because like sometimes like I work out in the morning and then I work out in the morning and then I do my Facebook lives like right after, but I have to like work out and then jump in the shower and then make sure that I'm down to do that Facebook live. So sometimes when I work out and it's the second day and it's like, oh, if I wash my hair, that's going to take me like an extra 10 minutes to get ready. So I would rather sit and have that extra 10 minutes than do my hair. So the second day, a lot of times I just don't wash my hair and I put a hat on.
It's so funny.
Dry shampoo, Heidi. Dry shampoo.
I know I should, but I'm just like, oh, I'm just lazy. Because then I'm still styling my hair. Do you know what I mean? I'm like, ugh. Well, you got a hat on too today, Elizabeth.
I do. I walked my dog for 3 hours this morning.
Oh my God.
So I too did not wash my hair, but I have the kind of hair where you don't have to wash it for like days and it just
Wow.
is.
Wow, that's crazy. Oh my God, look at Celia still trying to figure
I know,
out.
she's checking out all the lights. Celia, you're good now.
You're much better, but I honestly feel like you just need to put a light right in front of your face.
Maybe.
Yeah, who knows? Who knows? Computers are ridiculous on every single level, people. Every single level.
Yes.
Like on God. It's like some days I'm like, this is crazy that we are so led by technology. So I'm gonna check in with everybody. Okay, well, Elizabeth, you were here first, so you get to go first, honey. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have you guys nominate the next person that's gonna check in.
Okay.
So, you're first, Elizabeth.
I'm good. Everything's good. This week was really beautiful because with the nice weather, I was able to take Kobe out to the park and get him socializing with other dogs again. And my heart just melts every time I get to spend time with him. So it was really good. Today is National Pink Anti-Bullying Day. So I've been on my social media doing that because that's something that's really dear to me. Preparing for tomorrow, trying to get more people on for tomorrow, and excited for upcoming things. And that's pretty much it.
Wow. Well, that's kind of nice. I love that you were doing so much campaigning for such a good cause today.
It's important, especially working with kids, because I hear it from different sides, and I experienced bullying. So I try to explain, like, it's not from kids. Kids are seeing it from somewhere. It's happening with adults. It happens in the corporate world. I was bullied at 38 years old. It happens, and it shouldn't.
I agree. I 100% agree with you. Wow. I know. The first time I actually experienced bullying was in the corporate world as well, as an adult. Yeah, it was the very first time. And I was like, are you kidding me with this? Like, what is this? It's like, it's debilitating. It's awful.
Yep.
Yeah. It's so many levels. So glad you were doing that. So Elizabeth, who do you want to hear from next?
All of you.
No favoritism.
Let's go, Christine, because she was off last week.
Okay, Christine, check in with us. Tell us how you are.
Can I be absolutely honest?
Of course, that's what this space is.
No, we want you to lie.
Okay, I'll lie. I've actually taken a back step again. The toxic people one really took it out of me.
Okay.
So I haven't been very good at doing my journal. I haven't been very good at doing anything. But today, I did a complete turnaround.
Okay, so let's go back a step. So do you know what the trigger was? Like, are you aware of what the trigger was from this toxic person? So number one, did that come forward for you? And was it right away, or did it take a few days?
It took a few days, but actually reading over the paperwork, what I realized is how toxic I am. And that shook me.
Wow.
Okay. So why do you think you're a toxic person? Is it the way you're reacting? Is that why you feel that? Okay. This is amazing, Christine. These are breakthroughs that you need to understand are huge. These are huge positive breakthroughs. This is amazing. Okay, so you realized the trigger. You went to the workshop itself. You read the stuff. That's amazing. You've had some awareness with yourself. And so what I'd like to know then is, what is the turnaround that happened today? Was it that you were looking forward to the workshop? Did you go back to your journal? What happened today to turn it around?
I took a step back. I took a breath. I looked at my journals. I looked at what I wrote. And then I thought, I'm going to see you lot tonight. And I felt a lot happier.
Good. Okay, so you know what you did? You actually, why that tool is so incredibly important is, remember how much I talked to you guys about we are our own cheerleaders? You went back and you read some pretty amazing stuff about yourself, which probably took you to a place of gratitude. And then knowing we're going into this space tonight where, you know, people have no judgment over you, people accept you and love you, is like, all of this is incredibly important. And that's what this is all about.
Yeah.
And Chris, I need to point something out. You did that all by yourself.
I did, yeah.
Yes, you did. Elizabeth, yes, please.
Christine, I want to say something to you, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart. It takes a hell of a strong person to be able to say that you are causing a problem, because the majority of people will place blame on others. And it really, really does say a lot about where you're coming from and who you really, truly are trying to become and who you are internally by even what you just shared tonight. Like, that is you, a 100%. I hope you are proud of yourself, because I don't think I've ever heard anybody actually admit it the way you just did. And I'm so happy right now that you did.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for that, Elizabeth. That is beautiful what you just said. Christine, what you did was you went to a place of vulnerability.
Yeah.
And vulnerability is very hard for people to lean into. And you did that. That's exactly what Elizabeth is talking about. You just did something incredibly courageous, admitting that to all of us and admitting it to yourself.
Yeah.
Like, that's huge. Sweetheart, you are growing leaps and bounds. Oh my gosh.
But I felt,
hope you know that. I hope you know that.
Thank you. I do now because you told me. Yeah. But I think it's really weird that I had to share it, because I thought I'm not going to deal with it if I don't share it.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean?
Yes, I know exactly what you mean. It's like you have to put it out there. Sometimes the scariest part. It's like as soon as you say it out loud, it then becomes real.
Yeah.
Right? And so now it's right in front of you because you put it outside of you. Now it's in front of you, and now you can deal with that.
Yeah. So
you definitely need to. After tonight, sweetheart, what's so great is this is all recorded. So you are always going to have this. You're gonna remember what I said. You're gonna remember what Elizabeth said. You're gonna remember what you said. So that's great. I need you after tonight. I need you to go into your journal, and for the end of the day, I need you to talk about the amazing things that the awareness and what you just did tonight. Like, this moment needs to be something that you are able to go back and realize you did this. Okay? So if there is another trigger that happens, which there is going to be.
Oh, yeah.
There's definitely going to be. And that's okay, because the thing is, Christine, is every single day you are getting stronger and you are becoming more emotionally intelligent as to how to deal with these things. So by writing it down, honey, you're going to be able to go back and remember all this stuff to get you through the next one. And the thing is every single time you do these, you are building your resiliency. You are building that up, and you're getting stronger and stronger, to a point where all of a sudden that trigger is not going to affect you anymore. It just won't.
I hope so. Yeah, no, I know so.
You know so. Hallelujah.
Thank you for changing that.
I can hear Victoria behind me.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Amazing. Christine, please nominate someone else to tell us how they're doing.
Now, who do I have? Celia or Caroline?
Or Michelle.
We have Michelle.
Oh, I forgot Michelle. Michelle. Let's have Michelle, because I forgot her.
Michelle, you're up. Nope, we can't hear you yet. Nope. Nope. I wonder what always happens with yours.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Stereo.
Yeah. The setting on my thing. So annoying.
Well, I can hear you clear now.
Yeah.
So, listening to Christine, I also caught myself being a little toxic. And I noticed it's with certain family members. We kind of, that's just the way they talk. And then I kind of got into it and kind of stopped myself and was very aware of what I was doing. So I had to, like, shut my mouth and just listen to what they were saying and try and change the subject into something more positive and just totally change the subject.
Yeah, with you, Michelle, it's really hard, really hard.
That's the thing, guys. That's why you're a part of something like Impact. That's why, you know, I've been so adamant about everyone going through all 12 workshops to experience it and go on this journey. Because what happens is you guys become so incredibly aware of yourselves and what's happening in your life. And that's so amazing, Michelle and Christine. These triggers are there. And it's up to us to make a choice of how we're going to react to them. And Michelle, you nailed it. You stopped it. You caught yourself. You realized that was a trigger. That's an emotional trigger for you. And that's going to put your back up. That's going to make you angry. That's going to make you upset, sad, whatever it is, or freaking mad like you want to slap them across the face. And it's like that trigger comes in, and all of a sudden you have an awareness of, that's a trigger. Oh my God, look at what I'm doing. And the thing is you realized you get to make the choice how you're going to react. And you reacted by stopping and not engaging. And all of a sudden it's like that toxic dialogue is now going to stop, and you redirect it onto something else. It's like, that's brilliant. That's amazing. Yeah. You need to do the exact same thing. Yes.
Amazing.
Right. Write it down. Put it in your journal. Be
Caroline.
I don't know. Oh my God, I love Caroline. It's like, you did it. You did that. You did that. And that is beyond phenomenal. So guys, when these moments happen and your back goes up and whatever it is, that's okay. But as long as you are aware of what is happening and that you get the choice here, and you guys are making different choices now, and that is how we lead positive lives, by making the right choices that are going to be healthy for us. That's being positive, not happy-go-lucky crazy person. It's realizing what all the emotions are and where we get to make our own choices. Oh my gosh, Michelle, that's phenomenal. Be proud.
I will. Thank you.
Yes, definitely. Okay, you get to nominate either Celia or Caroline.
Celia.
Celia.
Wow. It's been a good week. Sunday is the start of my week, and I made a choice to not let something that had happened early Sunday morning dictate the rest of my day. And I ended up, choosing to just go out and see what the day was going to bring. And I ended up an impromptu time with some gal friends, and we ended up befriending some other people that were sitting at the bar next to us on a Sunday afternoon. And I was responsible doggy mommy came home, and they went on, and I've discovered that some of them are still suffering from Sunday night. So
Good call, doggy mom.
I saw those pictures and they looked really fun.
it was a lot of fun. So all that being said is that it really hit home about, I'm always saying, we can't control what always happens to us, but we can certainly choose how we let it affect us. And just, maybe it was the universe saying, see, look, walk your talk type of thing, because it was one of the best afternoons into the early evening that I have had in years, with complete strangers and just a couple of gal friends that we had no plans to see each other that day. So
nice.
You know what? It's like the universe will just reward us. It's like, you made a good choice, Celia, and now I'm going to make it really amazing for you. That's
lovely.
Fantastic. Wow. Good on you, Celia. I just adore you. Oh my God. Caroline, lovely Caroline, you're up.
I have been having a great week. Lots of fun things are happening, and I know it's because I'm radiating a lot of positivity and it's coming back to me. So all kinds of deals are happening, things are happening, people are calling me to put things together, so that's fun. And when I'm communicating with people, I catch myself. When I put that but word in, I take it out. There's no reason but. And I find myself being accountable for what I'm saying by saying, I am. I'm saying that a lot. So I'm using some of these tips and tools in my arsenal to help me to be more positive with other people.
Amazing.
Gosh, Caroline, that's absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. Yeah, good for you. Oh my God, you guys are rock stars, I swear. Like, just complete rock stars. Yeah, since I saw you guys last, I've been good. I saw Celia the other night on Monday. She came out to Mo Mondays. We had a lot of fun. So going forward, guys, I want to let you guys know a little bit more about Mo Mondays. It's an incredible platform. It's a platform where they have anywhere from 5 to 6 speakers. It's generally only 5, but they celebrated the 6th anniversary for Mo Mondays, so they had 6 people up, but it's generally only 5 people are allowed to speak at Mo Mondays. There's Mo Mondays all across Canada, so there's like one in Toronto, there's one in Niagara Falls, there's in Oshawa, there's like Halifax. What was that?
Oh, we have one in Kitchener too now.
Kitchener,
I've signed up for that one.
Yeah, good.
So,
We'll go together, Christine.
Yeah.
I'm talking with the owner at Mo Mondays, and it looks like what we're going to be doing is we're going to start it in Toronto, and then we're going to branch out to hopefully all the Mo Mondays. That Mo Mondays will have 4 spots to fill, and the PPA, we get to put it out that one PPA person gets to get up and talk.
Nice.
So that is offered to them. You know, to like really promote the PPA and for you guys to have that opportunity, because what I love about the platform is it's not just about, you know, seasoned speakers. It's anyone that just wants to get up and tell their story. It's not a networking thing. It's about stories and it's storytelling. And that's what's fantastic because everybody has a story.
A story.
And if you're anything like me, I've got a whole arsenal. Yes. I got lots of stories. So that's really exciting. So guys, stay tuned because like I'd love for all of you as leaders to definitely be getting up there, you know, and you know, to show off your leadership speaking skills. That'd be kind of cool. So definitely stay in touch about that. So that was my week. So Monday was a lot of fun, going out and seeing some pretty cool people speak. And yeah, there was a few people that came out. Actually, Catherine from the first leadership program, she came out. And Roger from this one, he came out as well. So they had a lot of fun. So I can definitely see those two getting up on that stage. That's for sure. They were quite excited about it. So I think that'll be good. But are you guys ready to do a workshop on gratitude?
Yes. Yes.
I bet you guys are like, I know so much about gratitude. Well, just you wait.
I've been studying.
Right? Just you wait. Oh my God. Okay. So I want to like really get you, let's go right down to exactly what does gratitude, what the heck is gratitude? So according to now, this particular Benedictine monk, Brother David Steindl-Rast, at the very end of this workshop is a YouTube link. And I think I mentioned it. I don't know if I mentioned it to you guys or I mentioned it to the other group that's on Saturday, but I've shared a link of a gratitude meditation that he's done. And it's been around for quite a while now, but it is the most beautiful thing. It's been viewed well over 1 million times. It is absolutely phenomenal. So I put the link in this workshop. Please take some time after the workshop. If it's not tonight, maybe tomorrow. It is so incredibly beautiful. And it will make you, like anytime you ever just need to bring some gratitude and some peace into your life, save it so you can. So Brother David, he suggests that there are 2 qualities that belong for the basic definition of gratitude. Okay, so this is what it means. To him, the first is appreciation. So you recognize that something is valuable to you, which has nothing to do with monetary worth. Okay, so gratitude is that appreciation of something that is valuable. The second quality is that gratitude is gratis. So it is freely given to you. Okay, so that is coming from a monk. Now we're going to talk about, and we're going to literally talk about him quite a bit through this workshop. Robert Emmons, and I've mentioned him before in the resiliency workshop. Robert Emmons is perhaps the world's leading scientific expert on gratitude. He's the leader in it when it comes to science, okay? He's a professor of psychology at the University of California in Davis and the founding editor-in-chief of the Journal of Positive Psychology. He argues that gratitude has two key components as well, okay? First is an affirmation of goodness. We affirm that there are good things in the world, gifts and benefits we receive. So very similar to the appreciation, that there's something of value. But with him, he puts it as an affirmation of goodness. And the second part of gratitude, he explains, we recognize the sources of this goodness are outside of ourselves. We acknowledge that other people gave us many gifts, big and small, to help us achieve the goodness in our life. So very similar to what the monk said, that it's a quality, it's given freely to you. So here we have someone in science, and here we have someone that's spiritual, and they're pretty much saying the exact same thing, okay? They've both studied what this is. They're bringing it from two. Generally, when you look at a spiritual and a scientific, they're at different spectrums. Whereas here, it's pretty much the exact same thing, which is so incredibly interesting. So, can practicing gratitude increase your overall happiness? Well, I think all of us here know, because we talk about it a lot. We talked about it a lot in Impact. Gratitude, yes, it can increase our overall happiness. But here's the thing. A study concluded by Emmons and McCallow in 2003 outlined the positive impact that practicing gratitude can have on our well-being. Research was carried out with 3 experimental groups over a 10-week period, okay? This study is actually quite famous, and anytime you're gonna look up gratitude, this study will over it, okay? So in group 1, they were called the gratitude condition group. Okay, this first group was asked to write down 5 things they were grateful for each week for 10 weeks of the study. So that's what they had to do. Just write down the 5 things they were grateful for every single day, okay? The second group, they were called the hassles condition group. The second group was asked to write down 5 daily annoyances or hassles from the previous week. So every single week they had to write down what were the hassles, okay? So they were not saying what they were grateful for, they were saying the hassles. The third group, of course, was the control group. The third group was asked to simply list 5 events that occurred in the week, good or bad. It didn't really matter, okay? The types of things people listed in the grateful condition group included sunsets through the clouds, the chance to be alive, the generosity of friends, the right to vote. Whatever it was, these were just things that came up over and over again. The hassles condition group, they talked about, what do you think? They complained. They hard to find parking, burned my macaroni and cheese, no money for gas, all they did was complain. Okay. The control condition group listed both positive and negative things. So some from the positive, some from the negative. It wasn't one or the other. They just kind of lived their life. Before the experiment began, the participants had kept journals to chronicle their moods, physical health, and general attitudes. They were then used to provide a comparison for the experimental intervention. So these weren't people that just all of a sudden this was the first time. They had already been people that were journaling. Okay, so now we can have a really good comparison. Here's the shocking conclusion. People who were in the gratitude condition group felt fully 25% happier. In a 10-week period, they were 25% happier. They were more optimistic about their future. They felt better about their lives than they did. And they also exercise 1.5 hours more a week than those in the hassles and the condition group. So not only were they 25% happier, they were also becoming healthier by just being grateful. So right there, like that is shocking that in a 10-week period, someone's happiness can go up 25%. And they want to live a healthier life. Like, it's unbelievable. And that's why that study is so famous. So why is it important to practice gratitude on a daily basis? Why is it? Okay, well, first of all, we just realized we're going to become 25% happier in 10 weeks. But there have definitely been events in your life that have made you happy. Maybe the time you bought your first car, or the time you received that long desired promotion. Or what about the time you lost 15 pounds and you're finally back in your fabulous new jeans, right? That's me now. My jeans. But it's like, that's the thing. When good things happen, we feel positive emotions. That's not rocket science. What happens? Excitement, relief, pride, happiness. These things just happen when happy things happen. But the problem is happiness doesn't usually last. The excitement of that first car purchase, what happens? It wears off. The thrill of the promotion gives way to what? Anxiety of handling the responsibilities that come with it. Sure, you think it's nice to fit into your size 8 again, but wouldn't it be great to be a size 6? See what happens? Now, guys, I need you to understand that this is a phenomenon that happens with human beings. You're not abnormal for this to happen. Psychologists call this phenomenon, it's called the hedonic adaptation. It actually has a name to it when that happens. The idea is that no matter how good something makes us feel, or how bad, okay, most of the time we drift back to where we started emotionally speaking. Okay, so even though, and so if you think about it, what this is, guys, for a lot of people is a roller coaster of emotions. We go up on a high when something great happens, and then it goes back down and plateaus. We go up on a high and we come down on a plateau. Okay, so you don't want this to happen. So one study famously showed that despite their initial euphoria, lottery winners were no happier than non-winners 18 months later. And it's called, again, the hedonic adaptation. The same tendency to return to baseline has been shown to occur after, and here's where the problem is, marriage. That's what a lot of times, you know, when people are like, oh, we've been married a couple years, now it's just boring. We're all settled in, we're all doing the routine, we've gone back to baseline. Voluntary job changes. So you've changed to a promotion, but then all of a sudden you go back down. Any sort of stuff like that, promotions, anything. The kinds of things we usually expect to change our happiness and well-being for the better in a permanent way. Gratitude is in many ways the opposite of a hedonic adaptation. It's going out of your way to focus on something rather than taking it for granted or letting it fade into the background. When we are grateful for our positive experiences and practice our gratitude again and again, we don't just make our happiness last, we kick it up a notch, okay? Human beings spend a lot of time trying to figure out what will make them happy, but not nearly enough time trying to hang on to the happiness they already have. Do you see the difference here? So what happens is we're constantly going up and then we go back down to baseline. We go up and we go back down to baseline. But if we go up, by practicing gratitude, we can stay there. We can stay, we're already, instead of constantly looking for what's going to make us happy, just stay where you were. And just be grateful for these amazing things that are happening. So it's just ways of, I'm not saying you have to keep that excitement of like, oh my gosh, I just got married and you have the wedding and that first year, it's so incredible. Listen, you can never keep that up. You go insane. But it's a matter of, instead of just going to the hedonic adaptation where everything goes back to baseline, it's being grateful for my partner. It's thanking that person for going out of their way, telling them how much you appreciate them, staying in that moment of happiness instead of letting it go back down to baseline. Does that make sense to you guys? Is everyone okay with that?
Yeah.
It's kind of like, oh my God, I didn't realize that actually had a name to it. Exactly what was happening. But it's so true. And there's too many people, we just naturally in society go back down to baseline, and we don't have to. Again, just like Christine and Michelle did, they made choices. you guys can make the same choices by using gratitude. So benefits of this gratitude that we're going to put into our life. Cultivating gratitude doesn't cost any money. That's the greatest thing about it. And it certainly doesn't take much time, but the benefits are enormous. Remember that study. You guys are never going to forget that study. The 25% happier in 10 weeks. Could you imagine if you did that all year? All year, right? In 10 weeks that happened. So research reveals gratitude can have these 7 benefits in our life. It opens doors to more relationships. Not only does saying thank you constitute good manners, but showing appreciation can help you win new friends. According to a 2014 study published in Emotion, the study found that thanking a new acquaintance makes them more likely to seek an ongoing relationship. So whether you thank a stranger for holding the door or you send a quick thank you note to the coworker, who helped you with the project, acknowledging other people's contributions can lead to new opportunities. And it's so true. When someone is like, like you meet them, you have a conversation, whatever it is, and you say to them, oh my gosh, like I can't even express to you, like, thank you. This was a great conversation. It was so amazing to meet you. It was really great to meet you. That person will naturally want to be more inclined to have a relationship with you. Also, any relationships that you have, by doing that appreciation on a regular basis, will stimulate that relationship to be even better. Because all we want in life, guys, is to be acknowledged and appreciated. It's just that simple. And that's how, so gratitude can make your relationships better. Gratitude improves physical health. Grateful people experience fewer aches and pains and report feeling healthier than other people, according to a 2012 study published in Personality and Individual Differences. Not surprisingly, grateful people are also more likely to take care of their health. We saw that above in the Emmons study. They started working out more. They want, because they're so happy. They're feeling good about themselves. They exercise more often and more likely to attend regular checkups with their doctors, which is likely to contribute to further longevity. So that feeling of happiness is like, you want to live longer now. So you're going to make sure your health is up to par. It's amazing how just one simple, beautiful action can change you even physically. Gratitude improves psychological health. And I put in all this study stuff so that people are like, yeah, whatever. Yeah, I'm going to be grateful and that's going to affect me. This is going to have a huge impact on people that you guys are teaching, because all of a sudden they're going to be like, oh my God, like there's like full studies. Like this isn't just like voodoo, oh my God, say thank you and your life is better. It's like there are true studies around this. Gratitude reduces a multitude of toxic emotions. Well, of course it does. If it's increasing your happiness, it's getting rid of that, ranging from envy and resentment to frustration and regret. Robert Enams, the researcher I talked about, has conducted multiple studies on the link between gratitude and well-being. His research confirms that gratitude effectively increases happiness and reduces depression. That's the study that we looked at above. He has proven it. Gratitude enhances empathy and reduces aggression. Grateful people are more likely to behave in a pro-social manner, even when others behave less kind. And Michelle demonstrated that. She fully demonstrated that. She's living from a place of gratitude, and she did not become aggressive. In fact, if anything, she stopped it, diverted the conversation to a better conversation. That is because she is now in a place of gratitude and happiness and doesn't want that in her life. She's making those choices. Now, study participants from a 2012 study who ranked higher on gratitude scales were less likely to retaliate against others, exactly what Michelle did, even when given negative feedback. It just happens. They experience more sensitivity and empathy toward other people and a decreased desire to seek revenge. So in that moment, it's like you start to shift to, you have actual empathy for this person because you're so aware of what is happening. And it's like, you're almost like, huh, Like, I get it because I've been there, but I'm no longer there. You can have empathy for that person. Grateful people sleep better. And we learned this in our journaling workshop by being grateful at the end of the day. You've let go everything. And it's like you're just so grateful for what you're doing that you can sleep better. According to a 2011 study published in Applied Psychology, spend just 15 minutes jotting down a few grateful sentiments before bed and you sleep better and longer. Listen, this stuff has been studied. It's true. Gratitude improves self-esteem. I'm sorry, Caroline?
Oh, I said, and sleep is so important. I read a beautiful article this week how that is really key to functioning properly, to get proper rest.
It 100% is. It really is. Like, it's absolutely incredible how much, if you are not sleeping enough, being sleep deprived, how it completely throws off everything. How you think, how your health, how you function, you get that, you can't concentrate, moods, everything. It just
overreact.
Mm-hmm.
Well, just think about our cell phones, for example. If you're talking for a long period of time, they tend to heat up, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so what do? We shut them off and we put them down. And we need to do that for ourselves. We need to replenish that rest period.
Oh my God, Celia, that was the greatest analogy.
Yeah. Brilliant.
That was such a good analogy. We are all stealing that one.
Yes.
That was so good. Oh my God, that was so good. I love it so much. Okay, so gratitude improves self-esteem. A 2014 study published in the Journal of Applied Sports and Psychology found that gratitude increased athletes' self-esteem, which is the essential component to optimal performance. Other studies have also shown that gratitude reduces social comparisons, because all of a sudden you're not sitting there comparing yourself. You're so grateful to be in this conversation with someone. You're so grateful to know this person and everything they've achieved. You've shifted how you feel, and now you're not comparing yourself to that person. Rather than becoming resentful toward people who have more money or better jobs, which is a major factor in reduced self-esteem, grateful people are able to appreciate other people's accomplishments. So when you shift yourself into that place, it's like you just appreciate everyone around you. It really does change. Gratitude increases mental strength. For years, research has shown gratitude not only reduces stress, but it may also play a major role in overcoming trauma. A 2006 study published in Behavior Research and Therapy found that Vietnam War veterans with higher levels of gratitude experienced lower rates of post-traumatic stress disorder. And a 2003 study published in the Journal of Personality and Social Psychology found that gratitude was a major contributor to resilience following the terrorist attack on September 11th. Do you remember when we talked about in the resiliency workshop? We talked about that study. Recognizing all you have to be thankful for, even during the worst times of your life, fosters resilience. So I put down here, I've got a beautiful graph that I found, the benefits of gratitude: emotional, social, career, health, personality. It all leads to happiness. This one act leads to all of that for us. And that's why, so many people, I was talking with someone today, and her husband is going through a lot of depression. And I said to her, would he be open to, can you have a conversation with him? I feel like he needs to bring more gratitude into his life. And she's like, he's just not going to believe that. And I'm like, oh my God, he needs to take this workshop, because gratitude really does shift. It can help you. Oh my God, Caroline, did you know your door just opened?
Oh, that's my little dog.
Oh! I'm like, you have a ghost. You have
That's funny.
I'm like watching you. All of a sudden, your door just gradually. Oh my God, I got shivers.
It's just a furry little short guy.
Oh, adorable.
He's the Shih Tzu, right?
Yeah.
Lift him.
You want to come
We
here?
need the doggy. Now that you've told us, we need to see Puppy. Oh, that face.
You say hello. You say hello.
Oh, he's beautiful.
Oh, such a cutie. Oh my God.
That's what Kova's gonna look like on Monday because we're getting him shaved.
Yeah, he just
Oh
got
my
a
gosh,
haircut. So, yeah.
So cute.
He heard me laughing in here, so he had to see what was going on.
Oh my gosh, they're so nosy, right? Oh my gosh.
Very.
So cute. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to talk about developing an attitude of gratitude because, and that was what I was talking about today with a friend. Her husband is depressed, and I'm like, he literally needs to figure out how to have an attitude of gratitude. It will help to shift him out of, because what was happening is he was staying in victim mode, and in victim mode, there's no gratitude. Okay, you are just in victim land. So it's like you have to develop it. So how do you actually do this? So here are some ways that people can develop an attitude of gratitude. And these are going to be people you teach. So there are people in the Army that are going to be taking this because they are stuck in victim, because they are, you know, like feel they're beating themselves up, low self-confidence, low self-esteem, whatever it is. So how do you do the attitude of gratitude? So number one, listen, count your blessings. I know like none of this is rocket science. That's the amazing thing about this. So studies suggest that writing in a gratitude journal, which, and you can remind them, you learned that journal in the very first one. Doing this 3 times per week has a greater impact on happiness. And you do it for 10 weeks, you've increased yourself by 25%. 25%. The physical record of writing also is more impactful than just thinking about gratitude in your head. And we have talked about that over and over again in so many of these workshops. And so the thing is there's always these reoccurring themes because these practices work and they have to happen. The things you can list, the things you list can be relatively small in importance. These don't have to be big things, and we know this. For example, I'm grateful for the tasty sandwich I had for lunch. Or relatively large ones, I'm grateful my husband got a new promotion. It doesn't matter what it is, as long as you are doing it. There are also other ways that you can write. Some people, they just don't want to do a journal. It's too much. And there's one other, I'm gonna talk more about other ways to do this, but one in particular that works for a lot of people, and even one of Joanne from the First Leadership Program, she does this with her daughter. And hers isn't a jar, it's a box. And she has gratitude written on the box. And so what they do is anytime they experience that moment of gratitude, they write on a little piece of paper, a Post-it note, it could be a receipt, it could be whatever it is, and they put it in the jar. Then once a month, see Joanne and her daughter do this once a month or you can do it. Now there are some people that fill this up for the year. And what they do is on New Year's Eve, they open the jar and read from the entire year. Okay.
Wow.
So, I know it's kind of an exciting thing when you think about it. Can you imagine? Because all of a sudden you would have all of these incredible memories. Oh my gosh, I remember that. Oh my goodness, I totally forgot about that. So it's up to you. You can do this once a month or you can do it at the end of the year, but you empty the jar and review everything you wrote. When the gratitude moment hits you, you can exclaim, that's one for the gratitude jar. Immediately makes the moment more meaningful and keeps us on the lookout for more. It really, this does work for some people. This is also really great for anyone with kids because it teaches them the practice of gratitude. It definitely does. Okay, mental subtraction. We've talked about mental subtraction before. In the words of Joni Mitchell, you don't know what you got till it's gone, right? Oh. But sometimes just imagining that something is gone is enough to make you appreciate what you've got, okay? One way to do this is to engage in the mental subtraction of positive events practice. So take a moment to be grateful for positive events in your life, such as a job, education, it could be your marriage, it could be your friendships, it could be I live in such a great house, whatever it is. And then I want you to think about it. How would you feel if it was gone? So a series of 2008 studies found that completing a 15-minute mental subtraction writing exercise led to increase in happiness and gratitude. What it does is it makes you appreciate things even more and to not take them for granted. See, this is a perfect practice to get you out of that hedonic adaptation, okay? So instead of going back to that baseline again, all of a sudden, it's like you're imagining, oh my goodness, I love my husband so much. I love him so much. Now I'm going to think for a minute what my life would be like not to have him there. Yeah. Feeling that, I'm going to be like, oh my gosh, oh, Caroline disappeared. I think she got kicked off. I think she froze, so I think she got kicked off. By doing that, it helps you recognize how fortunate you are to have the things that are in your life. Okay. Now, this is a great thing to do, guys. If you are just like down and out, you are like having the worst of the worst time, you're in a funk, whatever it is, it really can recharge you and snap you back to where you need to be. It's a great way to do that. Okay. Say thank you. I know it sounds so crazy, but I want you to just think of this one moment. You know, when you go to the mall, and you go into the mall and there's somebody in front of you and they push open the door and they just walk through and they don't even hold the door for you, right? Now, think about you're holding the door for someone, right? And somebody just walks through and they don't say thank you. How do you automatically feel? In a lot of ways, you're like, really? Are you kidding me? Like, you can't say thank you? You are so slighted by someone not appreciating and acknowledging you. When someone says the simple, small gesture of appreciation, when someone just goes, thank you, how do you feel?
Great.
You feel amazing. Awesome. You feel so awesome. So that's the thing. That's how powerful this small gesture is. Because without it, we're slighted, we're upset. So by saying it on a regular basis, it all of a sudden makes everyone feel fantastic. It's really incredible because in my house, the word thank you is used so much, it's like insane. People that spend a lot of time in my house and they hear my kids and they hear Mike and I, they're like, oh my God, like you guys like really appreciate each other. Are you always like this? That we appreciate everything every single time. If Mike cooks the dinner for all of us in the house, every single person at the end of dinner will say, thank you so much, Mike. That was great. Thank you so much, Dad. That was great. Every single day for whatever it is. Mike brings me my coffee. Thank you so much, honey. Oh my God, my coffee was so great today. Thank you so much. It's like that is said, that appreciation happens so much. See, a 2005 study led by Martin Seligman described above tested the effects of writing and delivering a gratitude letter as well. By thanking someone with a gratitude level of the 5 different practices that the researchers tested, this practice had the greatest positive impact on happiness 1 month later. Now, if you just do a thank you letter, this can have an impact on someone for a month. That happiness will follow through. Those who deliver and read the letter to a recipient in person, rather than just mailing it, reap the benefits as well. So if you literally just write a thank you letter, you are benefiting from it. By reading it to that person, they're benefiting from it, and now you're benefiting from it. See, just saying thank you really does. So you know those crazy mothers and mother-in-laws that are like after your wedding, did you send your thank you notes out? Did you send those thank you notes? Listen, there's meaning to it. We all love getting the darn thank you note. Okay.
And make it snail mail, not computer.
Exactly.
Snail mail.
Exactly. But you know what? Even like even I have to tell you, like even like not for the wedding, definitely snail mail for the wedding, but reaching out and just like thanking someone personally. Like a lot of times people will post stuff in the army, and depending on what it is, I won't say something on in the newsfeed. I will personally reach out to that person and let them know. And that exchange is huge. with people. It's like that appreciation that someone went out of their way to then go into Messenger, look them up, and make sure that they knew, I need you to know that, like, I am so grateful. Thank you for that. You know, it does make a difference. So now you're probably thinking gratitude is so fantastic, but there are don'ts of practicing gratitude. Okay. And a lot of people are like, how can there be a don't? There is. Don't overdose on gratitude. When it comes to keeping track of your gratitude, the adage more is better doesn't necessarily apply. Now, here's what I mean by this. If you find yourself hesitating when putting pen to paper, you may begin to think your life isn't that good, or you don't have that much to be grateful for. Remember, we talked about this in journaling, and that's why I'm reiterating it again here. If you're sitting there and it's like, write down, because the 5-minute journal says write down 3 things that you're grateful for. If you write down 2 and you're struggling to write the 3rd one, stop. Just do the 2. Because what could happen is if you're starting to struggle as to what you're grateful for, that can have a negative effect. Like, oh my gosh, I just have nothing to be grateful for. Like, I'm just not good enough. Like, and you can go into victim mode. So always be very careful of it. So it's not about the quantity. It's about the quality. If you only have one thing to be grateful for, then that's all you write. There are no rules, and no one is putting gold stars on your journal except for you. Okay? So
I want a gold star.
I know. I just, you know how I feel. I never got those gold stars and the freaking grade 6 spelling thing. I still to this day, I'm like, Mr. Carroll, you wrecked me. I'm like obsessed with gold stars now.
I'm going to send you ladies some gold stars.
Amazing. Okay, now don't focus on feeling grateful for someone or something that isn't worthy. Okay, and this has a lot to do with toxic people. So watch what you're doing with toxic people. If you are in a bad relationship with someone who you just can't make happy, focusing on gratitude may be the wrong choice. Okay, this could be a romantic partner, it could be your boss, it could be a friend, it doesn't matter who it is. But by focusing on all the ways you appreciate them, you may choose to stay there instead of truly looking at the fact that this is an unhealthy situation. So when things are toxic, gratitude isn't necessarily going to be the thing to turn that around if this is truly a toxic relationship. And that is why we do toxic before we get to gratitude. Okay? You guys need to know what those relationships are. We don't. It's like one of those things where it's like, you know, when something looks really bad, you can't just put confetti and sparkly dust all over it, you know, to dress it up. Like, it's just, it's never going to look good. It's just never going to look good. So gratitude is not going to do that. So this is one of those situations where if it's unhealthy, it's unhealthy. And maybe you need to get out of that. Okay. Don't downplay your successes through excessive gratitude. And every single one of you will know this person. After something good happens to you, you benefit from thinking about and thanking the people who helped make it possible. But of equal importance, guys, is acknowledging your own role in the process. If you are someone who focuses on thanking everyone else and downplays your own hard work and talent to a fault, this can be actually low self-esteem. Okay? Don't let gratitude get in the way of appropriately taking credit for your own part in the success. So you know those people where it's like, you know, oh my gosh, congratulations, you were amazing, I'm so grateful, I just so appreciate you, and then it's like they turn around and it's like, no, like, I so appreciate you and you did such a great job. No, not me. No, it's not me, it's all you. That's actually unhealthy. Okay? You need to acknowledge, it should be, oh my God, thank you so much. Yes, yeah, I kind of rock too. Thank you. It has to be both ways. Okay? So if you are that person that is continually doing that and just making sure everyone else gets the credit and not you, there's something else happening here. Okay? That is definitely a low self-confidence and low self-esteem. You should be patting yourself on the back as well. And you should be grateful to be appreciated. Okay? That is healthy. Okay? Don't mistake gratitude for indebtedness. Gratitude is the positive emotion you feel when someone else helps you out. Indebtedness, on the other hand, generally leaves you with a bad taste in your mouth, okay? So what it is all of a sudden, if you mistake feelings of gratitude for indebtedness, so it's like, I've got to pay them back. It's like, as soon as someone does something good for you, you automatically have to do something better or something for them to feel good about yourself. It's like you need to repay a favor, not to express your appreciation, but to take the weight of a debt off your shoulders, okay? That's not gratitude. That is not gratitude. Just when someone does something great for you, you do not have to turn around and do something great for them. I'm not saying that you shouldn't. Just make sure that you don't mistake gratitude for indebtedness. So in close relationships, this need to repay tit for tat can actually lead to negative feelings between partners. You get resentful of that person. It's like, why do they keep doing this for me? Because I have to do something for them. That should never happen. That's not a healthy relationship. Repaying someone who matters to you too quickly is a sign that you don't want a close relationship with them. You're uncomfortable with them just doing something nice for you. And so it's like you pay it back forward. You pay it back to them. So you actually you're not getting close with that person then. So make sure you really watch that. Mike and I have friends, they're married and they are so like this. Oh my gosh. Like, I'm like, I can't, like, it's like every time he does something for her, right away, she feels she has to do something for him so that then she can go do something. And he does the same thing. They constantly do that. It is the most unhealthy relationship. I swear to God, it's so crazy. It's like everything's tit for tat, and that's not healthy. Okay. That's not gratitude. That's indebtedness. And that definitely can lead to resentment. Okay. So with gratitude, the biggest thing, what do I keep saying? Practice, 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 practice. This thing is the only way this works is if it's practice. So studies show the best way, of course, to make gratitude a habit is to spice it up with different types of gratitude practices. Okay. It doesn't matter exactly how often you practice gratitude. What matters is that you do it routinely. So every day, once a week, 3 times a week, whatever works for you guys, just stick with it and be consistent with it. So number one thing you can do here, post words, photos, objects of gratitude in your home. This is a great way to get started and keep yourself motivated. So put a post-it on your mirror to remind yourself to be grateful. For it's like, I am so grateful for myself today. Look at me. I've got bedhead and I still have makeup in the corners of my eyes. I'm so grateful for me. You can do that. You can totally do that. You can place these items where you'll see them often and they'll remind you to be grateful. What motivates you to be grateful? Post it. Do something to remind yourself to do this, because habits that happen, they take sometimes up to 3 months for a habit to happen, for it to become ingrained in us. And that's why to post stuff or put objects that remind you. It could be a little photo that you get. It could be, you know those sayings, like I have like this thing on my desk, like all you need is love. You get these, they're just like at Winners or whatever. You can put things that have gratitude that just takes you to a place like that. Carry a physical token of gratitude. So I have a couple of them. So of course, my dog tag is the number one thing. This is either I wear it or it's in my pocket. And so every time I put my hand in my pocket, I feel it. When I wear it, I constantly feel it. It reminds me to go to a place of gratitude. Some people wear bracelets. Some people, like I have different rocks and stuff. Sometimes I'll put these rocks in my pockets. If I'm having a really tough time or I'm going through a lot or whatever, I will have more than one token on me to go to that place and remind myself to do that. So every time you feel it, you'll be like, oh, there's my rock. Yes. And then think about this moment that you're in and be grateful for whatever this present moment is. Okay. So whatever you're in, it's like, just be grateful for it. Now, change your language. That's the biggest thing. Another trick that works well is catching yourself saying, I have to do X. Okay, so I have to do a workshop today, and changing it to I get to do a workshop. All of a sudden now it takes you to a place of gratitude. Most of us don't really have to do anything. We don't have to do anything. We normally choose to do something. So make everything that choice. And more often than not, when you think about the choices you are making, you feel good about the opportunities you get every single day. So I get to do the grocery shopping. I get to make dinner for my family. Oh, look at that. I get to do laundry. All of a sudden, it's like you start shifting how you're feeling about everything. These awful menial chores, tasks, whatever it is, all of a sudden it just feels better to do things. You're not so like doom and gloom. I have to go do the laundry, you know, which most of us say on a regular basis. Change it up. These simple little things help. Use social media feeds as a way of expressing gratitude. Guys, we are all so good at this in the PPA. We post things of gratitude. We fill our Instagram, our Facebook news feed with those great postcards of inspirational, motivational thoughts. This helps you. It really, really does. And the thing is that's what's so phenomenal about the Army is that I know a lot of people post this stuff into the Army to feel good. Mm-hmm. And, you know, it makes them feel good to contribute to the PPA. But what they're doing is so beautiful because they are making a habit of gratitude. Mm-hmm. They are. They're doing it without probably even knowing that they're doing it, which is absolutely amazing. Change your passwords to words of gratitude. So whatever your passwords are, change it to gratitude. I am grateful. If you go to your computer and every time you type in the password to get in your computer, you are typing, I am grateful. I am grateful. Guess what, guys? You're shifting everything about you because you are going to a place of gratitude. That one is so powerful because what you're doing is in a lot of cases, when you sign on with passwords, you're in autopilot mode. You are literally implementing that into your subconscious. That you are grateful every single time you're doing it. Turn everyday moments into gratitude practices. There are several things we do on a regular basis. What are these, guys? They are the autopilot moments. And we talk about these all the time. I talk about this in the Army all the time. Brushing our teeth is in autopilot the majority of the time. Going to the bathroom is. Driving to work is autopilot. We do, as human beings, so many things in autopilot. First of all, get yourself out of autopilot. Nobody should be there because you're never living in the present moment when you're in autopilot. Turn these very simple moments into moments of gratitude. And honestly, it's like for me, practicing gratitude when I go to the bathroom has shifted that habit for me to now gratitude is such a natural thing in my life because it just happens so often throughout the day and it shifted how I was feeling. It's such an easy practice. And you can't make an excuse that you can't do because you're just sitting there. So you can practice some gratitude. Okay, so this is so it's called A Grateful Day with Brother David. So there is the link in your workshop. So 10 years ago, Brother David recorded A Good Day, which has been watched well over 1 million times. I'm telling you, this is such a beautiful link. You are going to absolutely love it. And he talks about 8 reasons the world needs a grateful day. Number 1 is because it's needed. People around the globe report increasing levels of stress. Studies show that not only does being grateful feel good and promote pro-social behavior, it is also good for our hearts, our relationships, our sleep, and it reduces stress. Gratefulness is an antidote to the woes of the world. It's quick. It's just a 5-minute long video. The video is 5 minutes long. It's quick and it's done. It's soothing. The short video stops us in our tracks. It calms our nervous system with gentle music and the voice of Brother David. You guys are going to love this video. It's instructional. So that's what's fantastic is it encourages you to look at the sky, wonders at the miracles. It will take you through every single moment that you're going to see. And it shifts you in 5 minutes to a place you can't even believe. It's absolutely beautiful to watch. It's very true. Brother David speaks to a part of us that recognizes his words as truth. They invite us into a trusting recognition of the beauty and wonder that awaits us when we allow ourselves to slow down and with what is right in front of us. you, honest to God, you will have such an appreciation. It's connecting. At a time when there's so much isolation that is happening, this video illustrates our shared humanity, smiles, and potential to connect with and heal one another. It's also a gift. This video is for everyone. It's free for anyone to watch. Please share it. It literally uplifts you. It's absolutely phenomenal. Please watch the video. If it's not tonight, watch it tomorrow. Watch it this week. It is your homework. Watch the video. You guys will love it. So how do you feel about gratitude? Was this a little more than you thought it was? Yes, Elizabeth.
I just wanted to share something. So one of the things that since we did the PPA course, gratitude is the one thing that I wanted to change. And I do it all the time, I practice it. But something that I've been doing since I opened my spa, I have employees. Sorry, I'm hearing a feedback. I don't know why.
I don't know what that is.
Do you hear it too?
No, I hardly hear something.
It's like you have an echo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll have everyone mute while Elizabeth talks because I don't think we're getting it anywhere else. Can you guys all mute for a second? Thank you. Go ahead, sweetie.
Okay. So when I first opened my spa,
Here, I'll leave
I really wanted to be inspirational to my employees because I've learned through my bad managers and I've learned through my good managers. And I kind of took a little bit from both. And it's funny because I realized gratitude was a huge thing. So I always have the opinion of if you treat your employees with respect, they're going to in turn respect you and your place of business. So I swear on my life, I can show you downstairs on my fridge, I create, every time I get a new employee, which I don't get very often because they always stay, I develop they're envelopes, and I have a staff meeting and they have to decorate them and put their names on them. And then we stick them on the fridge. So every single time there's a shift and one person goes out of the way to do something that's amazing, they just write it on a little sticky note and they put it in their envelope. And it's a gratitude envelope because that way at the end of a shift, if they're having a hard day or even during the week they've been popping by, they'll just go into their envelope and read those little gratitude things that have happened throughout the shift. And it really helps. Like I find that it really, really does bring them positive, and then they're willing to come upstairs and like remotivate the kids again. So it works.
No, 100% Elizabeth. Like, oh my gosh, that is so beautiful and so amazing on every single level. And it's funny because there have been studies after studies after studies where they've looked at people in employment and rated them and asked them what it is that they wanted more than anything else. And every single study that's ever been done in a corporate environment, what always comes back is they want to be appreciated and acknowledged more than a higher raise in pay, higher vacation. People want to be appreciated. And all you have to think about is that moment when you hold a door for someone and they don't say thank you.
Yeah.
So put that now into boss employee, and you don't say thank you or appreciate that person, resentment happens, anger happens. It all comes because they don't feel appreciated. So it's so true. It's that simple. All you have to think about is that holding the door.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, it resonates to every level. It really does.
Yeah.
Bravo to you, Elizabeth. Oh my God. You're like the greatest boss. How did everyone else do? How are you feeling about the gratitude workshop?
Brilliant. Yeah, I've got a lot out of it, I must admit. Especially after last week when I was feeling particularly, yeah, I think I'm more focused now to go and fill in my journal.
Yes, that's wonderful, Christine. That really is. It really is. And the greatest thing is I love the fact that you're looking back on your workshop. You're looking back at the material. It's like you have the tools. You have them now. You know, and Caroline said the same thing. It's like leaving the house now. She's got all these tools that she's living life. And that's what's really fantastic. Michelle, how are you doing?
I'm good. I think I really like what Elizabeth said about her workplace. We have a whiteboard at our work, and every week people write things that they're grateful for on the whiteboard. Raised, and then you do it again the next week. So I always make a point. It's actually not on my main level where I work. It's on the 3rd floor. So when I go up to see those people up there, I always stop and make sure I write something on the board.
You should do the same thing with your kids.
Yes. That's right. I should.
Yeah, it will make a huge difference. A huge difference.
Yes.
Yeah, most definitely.
Tomorrow we start.
What was that?
Tomorrow we start.
Yes. You should do the jar. Because I think that would be
the jar.
Yeah, the jar would be fun for them to do. And then at the end of the month, you all get to pull it out and you each get to read, and you don't know who it's going to be. You know? Yeah, that would be fun. Celia, how are you?
I'm good. I keep a gratitude journal, like separate from my regular journal. Yep. So I've been doing this, and I find it's like anything, you know, when life gets in the way and things are happening, you're kind of like, okay, I'm not going to do this, whatever. And that's really when you need it. It's like when somebody says they don't have time to meditate, well, they really should be meditating for an hour. And that's sort of the same thing. Kind of going back to when in the beginning there, when you were saying about when you're happy and when you're practicing gratitude, that you actually exercise more. Well, I find that because I've been focusing on a lot of, you know, what I am grateful for, my butt has been getting to like the community center gym for the last 3 weeks. Even after Sunday, I was at the gym on Monday. So I kind of chuckled to myself when you were reading that, Heidi.
It really does. I mean, it blew my mind, that study, that people that were happier were all of a sudden, they were exercising more. It's like, what?
And I didn't,
because you just feel so good about yourself that you want to be even physically better, you know?
And I hadn't correlated that, to be honest, until you kind of pointed that out. And I thought, well, yeah, like I'm dragging my butt to the community center, even on mornings when I'm like, no, I can't do it. And then it's like, no, I gotta go. I haven't been there at 7 a.m. like my goal, but I get there like 8:30 or so. So
you'll do it.
Well,
if I was you, I would do it in baby steps. Just shift yourself by 5 minutes.
That's what I've been doing. Yeah.
5 minutes a week, and you'll eventually be there. Yeah. I got to tell you guys, I am such a true believer in baby steps on so many levels that like even a matter of shifting by 10 minutes, it really does make a difference. It's, you know, because so many people, I find I'm a true believer in you don't set yourself up to fail and you don't set other people up to fail. And that's definitely how I parented my kids, that I would never set them up to fail. Like I wouldn't do that, you know? So it's like, and I do that for myself. It's like, if I was like, oh, I'm gonna, you know, do this, like, it's like, no, in the beginning, if I haven't done it in like 5 years, how all of a sudden am I going to do it 7 days a week? You know, it's like baby step everything. Yeah, most definitely. I'm so glad we did this. I don't know what happened to Caroline. She got kicked off, so something happened.
The fur baby's
it was her dog.
It was her dog. Blame it on the dog.
It must have been. Did she email us back or anything? I thought I saw her name or something come up, but I could be, I don't know. Who knows? Okay, amazing. Guys, great job. Christine, thank you so much for sharing your vulnerability. Michelle, as well to you. Congratulations. Like that is like huge leaps, guys. These are massive positive changes in your life. You have to know you are shifting your lives.
Can I just say something?
Of course, honey.
Thank you for the support.
Oh.
Aww.
I love you.
I love you too.
Oh, thank you. Always, Christine. We are always here. Okay, sweetie?
Mhm.
Even little Gabbana, she's here.
Oh
for you.
yes.
Oh, little
Yes.
Gabbana.
God, I just want to squish her.
No, right?
The other one, he's like off sitting somewhere, but she just keeps coming back. I put her down, she comes back. She's
Adorable.
persistent.
Yes,
Yes.
indeed. Now Elizabeth can go home and see her fur baby.
I'm
Aye.
so obsessed with him. I can't.
Why not? Like, are you kidding me? Oh my God. Okay, guys, have a fantastic night.
Bye,
Bye, everybody.
Bye
I'm
everyone.
gonna let you know next week, guys. Woo, perspective. That one's gonna kind of be good.
Yes.
It's bigger than you think, guys.
It's
Perspective.
gonna change our perspective.
Change our perspective.